Hey, what's happening, YouTube? How's it going, everybody? Thanks for coming back to Aquaporn with me, Steve. Today, I am doing a subscriber video. Ben over at Bens Apisto was asking me about my spawning mop here in the back, and I realized I never really did explain that. Well, I have the spawning mop in there for one particular reason, and it's not to spawn the fish. I'm not that dumb. You know, I know they spawn in caves. I had the spawning mops because I was trying to spawn my rainbows, but I had recently added the two females. I looked before I leaped. I was too excited and I stocked my tanks before the tanks are really complete. I'm still building lights and I would like to get some actual real plants in them, but I just threw the spawning mop in there particularly just for cover in case the male started going after them, and that way just to give the females another place to hide. Now after they got established in there, I realized that the yarn gets all grungy and kind of nasty, and I do want to clean it, but it does hold microorganisms and microfauna that the fry can snack on between feedings. So he was going to go to his local fish store to buy some spawning mops, but I told him, wait, no, just go to Walmart, get some yarn, and I'll put a video out to show you how to make it, because they're super duper easy. And I think it was like for all the yarn I was able to make, well, I don't know, half a dozen mops or so. I still have some yarn left that I'm going to show you on this, use this for this video. So let me get set up and we'll show you how to do it here. Okay, so the only thing you're going to need to make your own spawning mops at home is a pair of scissors, some 100% acrylic yarn. You can pick it up at Walmart. I think it was $2.75. Maybe it was less than $5. It's been so long I really don't know how much I spent on it, but it was not much at all. So just some 100% acrylic yarn, scissors, and then a book or something. La Cocina del Sur, that's the kitchen of the sea for us gringos, but something that's got a pretty decent length to it, or whatever. The bigger the book, the longer your mop's going to be, and the smaller the book, the shorter your mop's going to be. So basically you just start out by taking an end of the yarn, and you go around the book. Let's see if I can do this quickly and easily. And you just tie it around in the back, tie it off in the back, like so. Little entertainment for you while I'm doing it here. Now typically I would make sure that this was a little shorter, but I'm just going to cut it off. So bang, you started your mop. You got the knot pretty much in the center of the back of your book, and then you just wind it around. And you go around, depends on how many threads on your mop that you're going to want. I usually go around about 20-30 times or so, because then that'll give you like 20 or 30 times will give you about 40 to 60 dangly things. So that looks pretty good right about there. Now this was the side, yeah, the side without the title was the side with the knot in it already. Alright, so we'll stop there. Then you just cut off the other length. Still have one for another mop later. So I've got this hanging off. I'm just going to tie it off in the back here. Go underneath all the threads, pull it around. See how it's over here and over here now? Alright, so I got one around. I'm going to just put another small knot in it just to keep it. Alright, so it's kind of tight, but I'm going to use one more little piece of the thread off the end just to give it a little extra support. Yeah, actually I'm going to use this and then cut it. So I put it underneath. I'm gonna make my knot first and then trim it up. Stuff's so cheap you don't have to pay attention to it too much. Alright, make a couple knots, get it nice and tight. Now I'm gonna just trim it up. Okay, so now on the back you've got it bound here in the center, right in the center. Just take your book, flip it over now, and go right down the center and cut all these threads down the middle. And voila, there you have it, a do-it-yourself spawning mop. Now, if you want to get fancy about it, and I think Ben wanted to get fancy because he's a fancy guy, just knot it up at the top, grab some of your leftover mop, and you can go around the top and knot it. There you go. It's easy as that. I don't know how long this video is because I'm not looking at the counter. That couldn't have been more than 5 minutes. Maybe it was because I'm a little long-winded sometimes. Trim it up. Trim it up, trim it up, trim it up. And so there you have it. Do-it-yourself spawning mop. Super easy. Only thing left to do now is I would boil it for about 10-15 minutes. Two things that'll do is it'll kill some bacteria or whatever the creepies have at Walmart, or whatever it may have gotten on it, and it'll waterlog it a little bit so it'll sink. Now if you want to get really fancy, you just take a piece of cork and you stick it through this top part here. That way it'll float in your tank like that. I got it two different ways right now. If you put it in just like this, it'll eventually sink and sit on the bottom. But if you put a piece of cork from a wine bottle, it'll float for you. And that's all there is to it. Do it yourself spawning mop. Comment, rate, subscribe. We'll catch you all next time. There you go, Ben. Get to it.